So you're on the high seas and you're on a cruise ship and you think that for some reason you can't get banned? Well, guess again. Because you can. And I'm going to tell you three things that can get you banned for life. There's a few others too, and I'm going to count on you guys in the comments below to let me know the ones that I missed. I picked the three, maybe not most obvious and maybe not the least obvious, but the three most helpful. Three things that can get you banned on a cruise ship. Not even my views, it's just straight facts coming up next. That's right. I'm sure you guessed it. I'm going to start with the most obvious. And of course, probably some people think that it's not going to be so bad. Or they just let the alcohol take over and they think they're Mr. Macho Man or Mrs. Macho Girl. And boom, one thing leads to another. And you are in the middle of a brawl and you are brawling. Well, guess what? You're not going to be cruising because you are going to be banned for life. You're probably going to spend the night in the cruise jail, right? And either get kicked off at the next port or you're just going to be kicked off the ship in general if it hasn't left yet. Because there has been some fights that happen at port where the boat hasn't even left. I don't even get that. We are on vacation. Let's relax and let's have fun. Because if you fight, you're really not going to be invited back. Okay, next one's for all my smokers. And not even talking about what we're smoking, because number one on the list is not to bring contraband. That should be plain out and outright. It's not even on this list because it's just so plain and simple. Don't bring contraband on the ship because that just goes into another whole thing. You're going to get banned. You probably are going to get arrested. So just don't do it. You're going to cause so much trouble. Anyway, we're talking about smoking during refueling, right? If you don't know what that means, listen up. For all my smokers, right? We can smoke in the casino, right? We can smoke outside on certain decks. But during refueling, usually it happens before we take off in embarkation. The casino is closed, right? We're not in international waters yet. And they are refueling, so all of the outside decks for smoking are closed. Now, took this from Johnny Hill's Facebook page. I'm going to read it verbatim. As I usually do, I'm going to pop it up here. Okay, smoking during refueling. I worked through this past weekend, and there were a lot of people who I think gathered together and asked me some aggressively and some using some threatening language. And most of the ships are allowed the casino to be open during the refueling of the ship. And he answers, so I absolutely understand that for a few hours that the casino is closed on embarkation day and the outdoor designated smoking areas are closed because of the refueling that the smokers have nowhere to go. However, the casino is used on many ships as a muster station during the e-muster, and we cannot, and I say respectively, will not open the casino at any time just for smoking. Again, I realize that is not the best scenario for you smokers, but hopefully most of you will understand. Sometimes we refuel in ports of call, and the good news there is that the smokers can go ashore to smoke. Now, for all my smoking friends, I know that does suck, but if you decide to risk it and roll the dice and go outside while they're refueling, well, you're putting the rest of us at risk and we could blow up. And guess what? You could and probably will be banned from cruising if you smoke during refueling. Number three seems kind of obvious to me, but again, sometimes I have to take a step back and realize I've been on 35 cruises, so this is kind of like putting a shoe on for me. But for some of you, you might not even know what this next word means. Now, if you decide to skip the muster drill or e-muster drill, right? A lot of cruise lines have gone electronically to an e-muster drill where you just show up, there's an iPad, you touch a couple buttons, you watch them put on a life jacket, and off you go to the bar or to get some food. And sometimes there are just muster drills where you all have to just go and put on the life jacket yourself, stand there and listen for 30 minutes to somebody tell you how to get on a lifeboat and off a lifeboat and not to rush. However, if you decide, I'm just one person, how are they going to find me? They're going to find you. If you're hiding in your closet, they're going to find you. If you're sitting at the bar, they're going to find you. If you are walking around thinking that they're not going to find you, guess what? They're going to find you. And you are going to be banned. You cannot skip this process. This is safety procedures for all of us so we can sail. That's right. So my suggestion to you is right when you get on the boat, get that thing done so you can go and have a great cruise, right? It takes 2 minutes. Sometimes it takes a little longer if you got to do the muster, but don't skip the muster drill. That is a horrible way to start your cruise. And guess what? You're probably not going to be on another one. Pick 3. There's probably about 10 on here that can really get you banned. But I don't want you to do any of them. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever been banned, have ever been threatened, and if you know anybody that has attempted any one of these 3 that I've just mentioned, or any other ones that you guys drop in the comments. We will see you tomorrow. Don't forget that we will be live for myself and Warmstrong Adventures at 4 o'clock PST, 7 o'clock EST, and you are not going to want to miss it, especially if you have a cruise booked for the rest of this year or next year and you want to know 5 items that we never, ever, ever leave home without and never leave home when we go on a cruise. You're going to want to be on our live. There's that, so much more. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in.